It was about 6 years ago when I first met him. We were both in school, and he was the kind of guy who always seemed to have everything together: good looks, charm, and a swagger that made him the center of attention. He was a good athlete too, just like me. We were both into the same sport, so we naturally crossed paths. He was fun to hang out with, but back then, I never really thought about him in that way. He had a girlfriend at the time, and it seemed like he wasn't really interested in anything serious. I mean, we hung out, talked, and shared laughs, but it was always just casual. I liked him though. Deep down, I always had this little crush on him. He was everything I'd ever want in a guy. He was smart, funny, and easy to talk to, but I never thought he felt the same. I told myself I was just imagining things, and kept my feelings to myself. Years went by, and after graduation, we kind of drifted apart. I was busy with my own stuff, and he was off doing his national service. But we still stayed in touch through BBM, throwback to those days, right? And we would chat once in a while. I could tell he enjoyed talking to me, but nothing ever seemed to change. I could feel he was kind of distant. But then he started hinting he was coming back to town, and I thought maybe he was finally going to ask me out. But even when I got excited about it, he never did. It felt like he was just playing it safe, never really putting himself out there. There was a time when he told me he was waiting for something more serious. I didn't quite get it. Was he saving me for some grand moment, or was he just afraid to take the first step? I didn't really know, but I couldn't deny that there was something about him that kept me coming back to our chats, even if they were just about random things. Fast forward a few more years, and I'm still going about my life. He finally gets a job and settles into a nice apartment, and we meet up a few times. But even then, he never said outright that he wanted more. I thought maybe he was waiting for the right moment. I wanted him to say something, but he didn't. It was like we were both stuck in this limbo of unspoken feelings. We saw each other maybe once every 2 months, and communication was so sporadic. I told myself I would let him make the first move, but deep down, I was starting to wonder if he ever would. Then came the day when everything changed. He called me, and out of nowhere, he said something that threw me completely off guard: "I really like you." I was stunned. For 5 years, I had kept my feelings to myself, thinking I was the only one who felt this way. But he said it, he liked me, and in that moment, I realized I had been waiting for him to say those words for so long. I don't know what came over me, but I started crying. It wasn't just happiness, it was relief, frustration, and so many other emotions all at once. I think he got scared when he heard me cry. We ended the call, and it took me a while to process what had just happened. After years of waiting, I finally had what I wanted: he was interested in me. But when we tried to meet up, things didn't go as planned. I felt like he was trying too hard to prove something, and it made me uncomfortable. He started calling me every day, sending texts, being overly persistent. I couldn't understand what was happening. It wasn't the same playful, casual energy we once had. It felt overwhelming. When we finally saw each other, I don't think either of us knew what to do. He told me he loved me, and I didn't know how to respond. I wasn't ready for all of this. I wanted to be sure of my feelings, and I needed time. But I could see the desperation in his eyes, and it scared me. He was looking for an answer, but I couldn't give it to him right away. He asked me if I expected him to say something, and I just looked at him, unsure of what to say. I wasn't cold, but I didn't know how to react. Things got worse after that. I tried to process everything, but he kept calling and sending messages, even when I didn't respond. It felt like he was suffocating me, and I didn't know how to tell him to stop without hurting him. I needed space, but it was hard to explain. On my birthday, I didn't respond to his messages or his offer to take me out. I didn't know how to tell him that I needed time to figure things out. Eventually, he stopped reaching out. He deleted my number, and I heard nothing from him. I didn't know what happened, but I felt terrible. I never meant to hurt him, but I didn't want to rush into something I wasn't ready for. It broke my heart to know that he was hurt, and I had to face the reality that maybe I had missed my chance. I wanted him to know how much I appreciated him, but I couldn't undo what had been done. It's been a week now, and I haven't heard from him. I know he's probably moving on, and maybe I'm too late. But I also know that I needed to find my own way before I could give myself to someone else. I don't know if I'll ever find someone like him again. He was special in so many ways, but I also need to heal. Maybe someday, when the time is right, we'll meet again. But for now, I have to focus on myself and let go of the past. It's painful, but I have to accept that some things are not meant to be. Maybe in another lifetime, things would have turned out differently. But for now, I have to move on.
This video is brought to you by Storyverse and Innocent Michael. If you want to see more of this content, like and subscribe, and don't forget to share.